Greetings, lovely citizens, Qutatron here. Today is a special day because I want to create for you Ultimate Loot Goblin Guide. Become Loot Goblin. Let's start with FPS gear. First rule, use something easy to get, disposable, because if you find something very rare, especially if we're talking about armor pieces, you can just throw away your own stuff and equip something much more value. This way, using tier 0 item recovery, you will not lose your unique stuff you found. I have today Lynx Legs, Pariah, Morozov SC Core Spite, Inquisitor Arms Brimstone, and Oracle Helmet Pariah. All this stuff is very easy to get in Pyro. Lot of NPCs are using these armor pieces, and in my opinion it's not only cheap, but it's as well looking pretty nice. I'm using as well Pembroke Backpack RSI Edition Modified. Very common if we're talking about NPCs, especially in Stanton. Next thing, the most important pieces of your gear is heavy core and heavy industrial backpack. You need this heavy core to use your backpack. We have 180k micro SU of storage. We can as well place here almost all the weapons up to sniper rifles and grenade launchers. We can't place here other backpacks right now, LMGs, rocket launchers and railguns. That's why I have only one weapon with me. I am using Karna. Karna is cheap, easy to get, ammunition is everywhere, so if I lose this, if I throw it away because I want to get something much more expensive or rare, I can always use one of my weapon slots on each of this backpack side. If we're talking about rest of the armor, I am using light helmet, light legs and medium arms, because I want to be faster, just like this. NPCs are not shooting too often to your head and to your legs. They are shooting often to your arms, so I wanted to have a little bit more protection. But overall, I am using lighter elements because I want to be faster. I am not using as well heavy weapons. SMGs or assault rifles is way to go in my opinion in this case. Remember, you are Loot Goblin, you are not someone who want to be involved in heavy combat, especially PvP, unless you want to loot PvP areas like, for example, contested zones, or if you want to survive long time in ASD facilities, for example. But for daily basis, this type of armor is more than enough for me, at least. I have as well Paramed medical device because it's convenient. I don't see reason right now to use pistols, but if you really like pistols and you want to have 2 slots for bigger weapons, you can use pistol and you can use, instead of the knife, another multi-tool with medical attachment. I forgot about meds, but this is not a big deal because I have this medical gun. I can always find some meds on NPCs. I can tell as well 2 words about knives. Knives are optional, but most of the ships can be opened if you are attacking entrance using your knife. Oh, and I forgot about very important stuff. Always use multi-tool with tractor beam. You can as well use max lift, but in my opinion it's not mandatory and it's using additional space in your inventory or is using one of your slots for weapons. So for me, this small tractor beam is more than enough. Other stuff. Boxes. To be honest, type of boxes is depending on what type of ship you are using. In my opinion, these small boxes are useless. I am using them from time to time just for roleplay purposes. 1 SCU boxes are good only if your ship is not good enough to carry something bigger. 4 and 8 SCU boxes aren't the best because you can't transport them, for example, inside of the bunker. And in my opinion, this is very important. The best and the most versatile type of boxes is 2 SCU box. This is the smallest box when you can place this big heavy backpack. You can't place it in 1 SCU box for some reason. This is weird, but it is what it is. So that's all if we're talking about FPS gear and other items you really need to be successful loot goblin. And remember, store your loot always in the box, not in the storage inside of your ships. Because if your ship will be destroyed, your stuff is lost. But if your ship will be destroyed and you have one of these boxes full of loot, box will be stay where the destroyed ship is and you can fly there, for example with something small and stealthy, and retrieve your stuff. Now let's talk about interaction system. Okay, let's take one of these boxes and let's look at this. If we go closer, we have this prompt carry. We can grab this and carry. And if we left click, we can place it everywhere because these options are primary. Imagine you are going to bunker and you are finding boxes. And normally, when you click F, you can loot these boxes like that. And to open standard old paper doll style of inventory, you need to click this little arrow. I don't like this new inventory, from time to time is useful, but to be honest, this is more versatile still, and I like to have this set it as my primary option to open all the containers. And how to do it? If you have a prompt, hold F key, you will see these option circles. And as we see, loot is primary right now and we have this little star here. To open normal inventory, I want this open to be primary. So when I have selected open, I am only clicking middle mouse button once, and I have additional options. Set as primary and set as secondary. Secondary mode is tedious to use, so I am setting as primary. And as we see, open right now have this little star. And now if I go closer, the prompt says open. And when I click F, the normal old style inventory is opening. And you can change primary option in almost everything you can interact. You can do the same thing with fallen enemies. You can set as primary open, you can set as primary loot, you can even set as primary grab, so you can grab and walk around with your opponent. But in my opinion, just opening inventory is the most useful stuff here. Now let's talk about ships. This is one of my favorite ships in the verse, and to be honest, one of the better choices for loot goblin like me. This is Cutter Rambler. Very small, very stealthy, which is important because you don't want to be noticed when you are staying a long time in one location and you are looting stuff. But to be honest, almost every ship with this style of cargo bay will be good. You want to have this closed cargo bay to secure all your stuff. Cargo bay of Cutter Rambler isn't the biggest. I can understand why someone could use a standard cutter with bigger cargo bay for looting, but in the other hand, Cutter Rambler have two things that standard cutter don't have. It's huge quantum fuel tank, which is very useful if you are flying from place to place, especially in Pyro. You need this quantum fuel if you want to stay a long time in the verse and loot different places, especially if you are looking for rare stuff. If you don't looking for rare stuff and you are looting everything just for sale, you don't need so much quantum fuel. But Cutter Rambler is very useful as well because claim time and claim price is very low, so you can claim this ship almost immediately, which is great. If you lose your ship or if you die, you can very fast retrieve it, fly to the one of the POIs you are looting right now and get your stuff back. I will test this little guy and I try to place here as much stuff as I can. We can easily place here even a couple of components, for example guns. We have here additional storage. I am not recommending to use these storages anyways, unless you are sure that you will not lose this stuff, or unless you just not care about losing this stuff. The same thing is about weapon racks. If your ship is totally destroyed, you will probably not able to retrieve the stuff from weapon racks. But overall, this is additional space to store your loot. Cutter series is as well very sturdy, so if you are trying to land in the very hard terrain, or maybe you want to land very close to the entrance to some POIs, using so small ship is good, and always if you crash at something, you will be able to survive at least because of large health pool of Cutter. Okay, now let's fill up this ship. We will see each other in the moment when I end this work here, or maybe even let's do it like that. Okay, let's get this attrition inside. As we see, we can slap here lot of guns. I don't want to place here more because I will waste time for taking it out. We can place here tons of components as well inside of cargo bay and inside of the habitation area. Cargo grid of Cutter Rambler isn't the best. Normally we can place two smaller boxes on top of each other, but these smaller boxes are not the best for looting. So normally I am using two SU box. For example here. Like this, fits perfectly. We can park somewhere as well Mirai pools, and we are good to go if we're talking about looting. Highly recommended. You can buy this ship in Lorville for about 700,000. And now let's look at the Urkel.games, and I give you a couple of vehicle recommendations. As I mentioned, a Cutter series is very good. This is base Cutter. Cross section is the same in the each Cutter variant, but I am recommending only standard cutter and cutter rambler. 5.9k of cross section. This is not too much, but to be truly stealthy, you need to change your components. You need to use stealth power plant, for example, sonic light. I could use steel palisade for a shield. This is definitely not stealthy, but at least we have a little bit more HP here. Stealth cooler, for example, heat safe, and stealth quantum drive, for example, drift. We still have all the power to shield weapons and engines. Hit signature is a little bit higher than cross section, but 6.3 is still very good. That's a loadout I would use using cutter. This ship have a big problem, it's not the fastest. So as alternative you can as well use Avenger Titan, which is very fast. Cross section isn't so good, but you can still do a stealthy variant of Avenger Titan. 7.6k of cross section signature isn't terrible, and on top of everything Avenger Titan have more SCU in the cargo grid, but this cargo grid is not so convenient like in case of a cutter, and you can't transport some of vehicles, like for example mule. You could take as well a bigger ship, for example C1 Spirit. Excellent choice for Loot Goblin because of nice and convenient cargo bay. It's quite tanky, but unfortunately have very big cross-section signature. Misk Reliant Corray can be nice alternative for Avenger Titan. Is not so fast, but at least have better maneuverability and have still 6 SCU of storage, but you can't log out in this ship. Reliant Corray can be quite good fighter, so if you are looting dangerous places, like for example asteroid bases, and you need to get rid of some NPCs in the ships, Reliant Corray is good, but Titan is also very good choice for PvE combat, so Corray is not the best, but if you love this series of ships, I can recommend it. Zeus CL and Zeus ES, it's also pretty nice option. Have very convenient cargo bay, it's relatively fast, not the fastest, but it's acceptable in my opinion. It's tanky, especially we have multiple size 2 shields, and cross section isn't terrible, only 10k if we're talking about Zeus CL. If you like Misk ships, Freelancer Max is way to go. Huge cargo storage, you can even transport their medical Ursa, multiple shields, but pretty big cross-section signature. So this is definitely not stealthy ship, but in my opinion, if we're talking about medium slash smaller daily drivers, the best choice is good old Cutlass Black. Very fast, not so big signature, can fight, at least if we're talking about PvE, and have very convenient cargo bay. Probably the best cargo bay in the verse if we're talking about being Loot Goblin. As alternative, you can of course use other medium ships with closed cargo bay. This is very important. Some of you could choose, for example, Nomad because of very convenient cargo bay, but this is not closed cargo bay and you need to go outside to enter this cargo bay. This is tedious and this cargo bay gives you no protection. This is important. As well, for example, Argo Raft. This is one of the best cargo ships in the game. But this cargo grid is not the best for looting components, for looting stuff in dangerous places, especially in places where you have high or very low temperatures and you need to hide from time to time inside of your ship. So having enclosed cargo bay is crucial for every Loot Goblin. If we're talking about bigger ships, you can use Corsair with very convenient cargo bay. You can even transport tank inside, but you are not transporting tank in any ship if you just want to loot something. But overall, this is enclosed. This is quite good. but in my opinion Corsair isn't the best ship for looting. I could rather use something like Anvil Valkyrie. Very tanky, faster than Corsair, very big and convenient cargo bay with multiple entrances. This is literally a little bit better Cutlass Black, with option to store their medical Ursa and a lot of boxes. Asgard will be as well very good, but unfortunately these two ships have very big signatures, but something for something. In my opinion, very nice option, very good middle ground is just Cutlass Black, but you can as well use Cutlass Red, especially if you are afraid of dying. You can respawn in this ship and you still have enough space to place there a couple of boxes and components. And this is, in my opinion, the most versatile and the best overall vehicle for Loot Goblin like me. Mirai Pulse is small enough to get even multiple pulses in most of the ships, especially if you are flying something bigger like, for example, Cutty Black. This is obviously hoverbike, so you can get to the hostile POI much quicker than using normal ground vehicle. If you open storage, you have still 600k micro SCU of storage. More than enough to get a lot of stuff from single POI, for example from bunker or from asteroid base. Pulse can fly as well in space, so this is perfect for looting asteroid bases. In Pyro, of course. But if you really want to take a box inside of the bunker or box anywhere on the ground, use this Argo CSV SM. It's not the best ground vehicle, don't have any weapons or anything like this, but at least you have 4 SCU cargo grid on the back. As alternative for bigger ships, you can as well use Ursa Medivac, because have guns, is more tanky and have medical bed. Of course, this is one of the best vehicles and is useful even if you don't use it. You just have it in your cargo bay and you are using it like medical bay, that's all. But if you are patient enough, you can as well transport 2 SU box inside of medical Ursa. Okay, I place my single box because I don't really need more in Cutlass Black. As we see, we have multiple entrances to this ship. We can shoot from here. We can retrieve stuff inside. So we do 1, maybe 2 missions. I try to find something interesting today. Maybe some components, maybe some FPS gear. We will see. I am doing one of the missions for headhunters from the new event. And I want to show you something. Something that Cutlass Black can do and Shiv can't. Let's go to SCM mode. We are going fast to the Trilo. There is missile turret, so maybe I will be able to avoid these missiles. I could just fly low and slow there, but I don't want to. I have no time for this. I want to get in very fast and get out very fast as well. And here I need to search for someone. Okay, so this is investigation mission. I am looking from my ship where can be dead body. Here it is. Imagine you are killing these enemies using your ship because you want to... Oh, this is another one. I need to get him inside. So I had 2 missions in Trilo. This is interesting. And I can use ship tractor beam to take some stuff, take this guy inside of my ship. Mass exceed? This is definitely wrong. I found a gun. Okay, maybe I can't just take this one guy using my tractor beam. This is probably bug, or this is intended because CIG don't want us to exploit the game mechanics. I can drag these guys inside and loot them later. Weapons, NPCs, lot of stuff to get. Okay, let's go. This is so nice and so convenient. That's unbelievable. Look at all of this stuff. Oh, copions. Let's go here. I need this data pad. And now I need to loot this guy. Open storage. We have some nice stuff here. I will show you this later. But I highly recommend to take this. I am taking this guy inside. Now I need to find a boss. He have very good armor and very nice backpack. I am greedy, so I will take everything I can. Typical greedy loot goblin. And yeah, we have some stuff to loot. Now, let's get out of here. I close interior. Let's get out of here. Countermeasures. Before I go to Everus Harbor, I land somewhere and I manage my loot. Where is guy in heavy armor? He is still in Trilo. I will return there. What I actually have. This is expensive, good type of pants. Inquisitor Core Olive. Very rare stuff. I didn't found it anywhere, to be honest, so this is great. Inquisitor Arms Olive are much more common, but probably I will have whole Inquisitor Olive set, which is great. To be honest, if we're talking about this type of armor and weapons, they are not the best, they are not the rarest, but at least you can sell everything very quickly. So I just loot these guys. You can as well find here stuff to complete your own armor without any problems. Fast and easy and cheap. Probably I will return to Trilo. Off camera I do a couple of these missions off camera to complete this event today. That was day of life of Loot Goblin. If you like my videos, please consider subscribing, push bell icon to be up to date with upcoming productions. Definitely check out pinned comment if you want to get a nice, cheap and easy to use head tracking software. And as always, thanks for watching, have a great day and bye bye.